Hi guys, welcome into First Warning. I'm Owen Godberson, and with me is MavRadio General Manager Matt Kirkle. Now Matt, this week finally sees the return of the Big Ten, and as well as that, there are also some pretty other big matchups across the country as well. What are some of your top games this weekend in college football, and what should people be watching out for?
Yeah, plenty of good games to choose from this weekend, and like you said, the Big Ten finally getting going tonight with Wisconsin taking on Illinois. Owen, we made it. I didn't think we would get to this point where we'd see Big Ten football, but we finally are here. Now, that being said, let's look at the top 5 games for this week, starting with South Carolina taking on LSU in Baton Rouge. Now, the reason this game cracks my top 5 is because LSU is still desperately searching for their identity following last year's national title run and a tough 1-2 start this season. They lost again 2 weeks ago to a subpar Mizzou team who put up over 580 yards of offense in the upset over LSU. Pelini's defense is doing some soul-searching right now, trying to get opposing offenses off the field, and he needs to find those results quickly. On top of that, LSU quarterback Miles Brennan is unlikely to play on Saturday after the shoulder injury he picked up against Mizzou, which points to true freshman TJ Finley getting the nod against South Carolina. LSU's looking to find themselves while South Carolina hopes to continue their good fortune after upsetting Auburn last week. Put this game at the top of your SEC games to watch this week. Number 4 is the only ACC game on this list, and that's North Carolina taking on NC State. There are a few notable things about this game other than the rivalry aspect. This is the first time both teams have played each other ranked since 1993. North Carolina got embarrassed in that first half against Florida State last week and almost clawed back to win, but came up just short in that fourth quarter. And NC State has won 3 in a row heading into Saturday, but lost their quarterback, Devin Leary, for 4 to 8 weeks in their win last week against Duke, so it came at a bit of a price. Now, North Carolina needs a bounce-back win, but NC State has won 9 of the last 13 matchups against the Tar Heels. So we'll see if Mac Brown and Sam Howell have what it takes to get it done this week. Coming in at number 3 is Nebraska going into the Horseshoe to take on Ohio State as the Big Ten kicks off the season on Saturday. Now, this game makes the list for one reason and one reason only, and that's all the events that have occurred to get to where we are today with the Big Ten football back in action. Obviously, Nebraska and Ohio State were the 2 most vocal programs and fan bases that wanted the Big Ten to start the season up. And with all the different factors pushing Big Ten Commissioner Kevin Warren to bring football back, it only seems fitting to see the 2 biggest pushers having to play each other in Week 1. The Buckeyes are heavy favorites in this one, but who knows? We could see a good game with these teams eager to get the season started. Expect high tempo, a fair share of turnovers, and don't have many other expectations besides that because college football has been crazy unpredictable this year. Number 2 is College Game Day's featured game, and that's Minnesota and Michigan squaring off Saturday night. Minnesota is one of the most slept-on programs in college football right now in a wide-open Big Ten West division. Tanner Morgan has high expectations at quarterback going into his junior year after the efficiency we've seen from him, and Rashad Bateman was a first-round draft pick before he opted to play this season. People forget this team went 11-2 last year and beat Auburn in their bowl game. And on the other side, I see Michigan as a high-risk, high-reward type of team. They can be the second-best team in the Big Ten when they play well, but they had a lot of turnovers late last year, some new guys at receiver this year, and a lot of question marks about their defensive line. This will be a great test for PJ Fleck and for Minnesota right away in Week 1 to see how far the Gophers have really come. Now, my number 1 game of the week, SMU taking on Cincinnati. They're 2 of the 9 unbeaten teams left in the FBS, and they face off Saturday night. Shane Buechele has been one of the best quarterbacks in college football, already creeping up on 2,000 yards passing on a 67% completion rate. And the SMU offense scores in a hurry, which makes this game great on paper, considering how efficient Cincinnati's defense has been to start this year. Since he hasn't seen an offense like SMU yet, so it will be their first real test of this season. This game kicks off at 8 o'clock, so it's a late one, but guys like Jack Mack and I live for the late-night college football, especially Pac-12 after dark. Oh, it fills my heart with joy knowing that that's almost back as well. But SMU-Cincy should be a fun one and an exciting wire-to-wire contest. Now, thanks for tuning in this week. Stay tuned every Friday for more coverage across the world of sports right here on First Warning.